Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here and you like iguanas and reptiles and night anoles and tortoises and alligator snapping turtles and a pond and outdoor stuff, consider giving me a subscribe. Click that little bell so you get notified when I upload. But my room tour early last month for the new year got a lot of positive reviews, got a lot of good views, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So here it is, February 1st. It's a Saturday. Hopefully I get it uploaded Saturday. If not, you're watching this on Sunday. So I'm just going to give you 3 down and dirty updates on some stuff that's going on. And so first on the agenda is this small tall Exoterra that I set up bioactive in the last about week and a half or so. So I'm going to insert some footage now. Alright, we're going to work a little differently this time as I redo this enclosure bioactively. That pothos is beautiful. I'll definitely be using that guy again. I may remove some of the driftwood in there, do some different things, put some new spray foam in. I'm not sure yet. Or I may use the existing background. But I'm going to use this tub. I'm going to mix my 3 bags of Terra Fauna. I'm going to add the 2 cups per bag, so 6 cups of water. I will dampen the sphagnum moss. And then I will mix in the leaf litter, and I'm going to mix it all in here instead of in the enclosure like I did for this one with Gimli and Bella. So I'll mix it all up in first. I'll throw some springtails in there, half a container. The other half went in with Gimli and Bella. And then tomorrow, because it's getting late here on a Saturday night, and I'm going to work out here shortly, my bioactive substrate should be good to go. I'll clean this bad boy up, put my drainage layer, put my divider down, and we will be ready to go. So I'm not going to show you guys mixing, it's just mixing, but I'll show you what the final product looks like here in a moment. Alright, got everything mixed up. Look at all them springtails. So I'm going to give them guys some time to colonize this mix. Alright. Until I use it for tomorrow. Everything's nice and damp. The biodegradable leaves, biodegradable sphagnum moss, the Terra Fauna soil mixture, the BioDo BioShot, all ready to go. So next time you guys see this mixture, it'll be going in that Exoterra. Just tamp down some of the bubbles. Somebody suggested I do this on Instagram, so I'm gonna give it a try. It could be easily molded while wet. We'll see. Trying something new. It's always fun to experiment a little bit. Want everything to look too bubbly. Instead of doing the silicone like I did last time, let's put this on the wet. Great stuff. Alright, so this would be from the back top looking down. Obviously, kind of have a vision of what I want it to look like when it's all cured and dried. And there's a bioactive substrate on the bottom and live plants. So, it's the first time I've done it this way. We'll see how it turns out. Say Bug. Bioactive substrate going in. Alright, there she is. Just added a pothos fine. I'll get the lights on there, a basking lamp, some UVB. Not 100% sure what exactly is going to go in here yet. Probably be the baby false chameleon, but not sure yet. So, a bioactive setup using the BioDude's Small Tall Exoterra kit. So right now, temporary enclosure for this rescue male night and owl that I just got on Tuesday. And he's very skittish. Ooh, just kicked all that dirt in my face. He's very thin, still got to work with him. This is a temporary enclosure for him. This is not going to be his permanent home, but he's who's in it right now. So in addition to how I set up this enclosure, bioactive using BioDude material, I also did this enclosure for Gimli and Bella, my adult Cuban false chameleons, and I documented how I set this one up with the foam background and the substrate on Instagram. My Instagram username is Nightingale. If you'd like to, I post pictures a lot more often than I post videos on YouTube, so if you want to follow me along on Instagram to stay up to date on everything going around, I recommend you do that. So my two new bioactive enclosures back in the lizard room. So next up, we're going to interact a little bit with the baby alligator snapping turtles. There's one back there under the heater, and there's the tail of the other one under the driftwood. But what I'm going to do with these guys today for you is get a carapace measurement. I'm going to use my little plastic ruler, as well as get a weight on them. These guys arrived Wednesday, November the 20th. If you will remember, I did an unboxing the end of October. I think it was like October 24th, so I uploaded it either on the 24th or the 25th. Unfortunately, that first one that I received did not thrive. I never witnessed him eat other than taking one cricket, and he or she passed away after about 2 weeks. So I reached out to John Richards with Loggerhead Acres Turtle Farm, let him know I was interested in getting some more, asked him to critique my setup. He gave me some advice, and his customer service and his advice was phenomenal. I ended up getting 2 animals from him. I'm not going to say what deal we came up with, but he looked out for me as somebody who purchased an animal from him that passed away too soon in his opinion. So he looked out for me, and I really do appreciate that. If you're interested and they are legal in the state in which you live or the locality in which you live, Loggerhead Acres Turtle Farm, excellent resource for baby alligator snapping turtles. I don't know if he sells, you know, sub-adults or adults or anything like that, but he definitely sells babies. So without further ado, let's go ahead and set up my little scale, and let's see how much these little fellows weigh and how big they are. So if you'll focus for me a little bit, I'm just going to dry this little guy off some. Oops. Timed out on me. There we go. So let's see here. He's at 29 grams. Yep. I'm going to do centimeters, so we'll try to get as accurate as we can this way. And he's just shy of 5 centimeters. So this is little guy number 1, 29 grams, just shy of 5 centimeters. Okay, let's see how this guy's doing. Dry him off a little bit. Don't want to weigh water. Same weight, 29 grams. I didn't expect there to be a huge difference, also right at 5 centimeters. So from here on out, I will track weight and growth monthly and keep you guys up to date on the progress with these little dudes, so that you know they are. That doesn't want to focus real good. Let me put him right there while I talk. I am feeding them silver sides, shrimp, mollies, platies. Haven't seen them eat any pellets yet, but they are definitely doing well. They love luring, and I'm very happy with these guys. Again, I got these guys on November the 20th, so here it is February. They've survived for me for 2 months, well over 2 months, whereas the first little guy I got passed away after about 2 weeks. So I believe these guys are doing awesome, and I look forward to them getting huge. All right, and finally, we are going to do a little gender reveal on this little guy or gal, my only false chameleon that I've ever successfully hatched. Although Bella has laid a ton of eggs, most of them don't seem to either are viable or I'm just incubating them wrong. So I'm trying a bunch of different stuff to see if I can get some more of this awesome species. But we're going to go ahead and do a gender reveal on this little one today, and in doing so, the males have what is called post-anal or post-cloacal scales. It's 2 little scales. I'm going to put a graphic up to show you what I'm talking about. And that graphic came from this book right here, Breeding Terrarium Animals. This book is copyrighted 1983, published in 83, and I got it shortly thereafter as a teenager. And some of the information might be a little outdated by now with advances in herpetoculture, but it is an excellent resource, and I've kept it. Obviously I've kept it, I just showed it to you, but I've relied on it many times in the last 30-40 years, so it's an excellent book. And then the post-cloacal scales are mentioned in this book, The Iguanid Lizards of Cuba, which is an excellent resource for anybody who's into the, obviously, Cuban anoles, night anoles, smallwood eye, Cuban iguanas, Cuban curlytails. So it's an excellent resource. Post-cloacal scales is mentioned as a sexually dimorphic trait of male false chameleons. So what we're going to do before we look at the little one is we will look at Gimli, the male, show you a real-world example of post-cloacal scales. We will look at Bella, the female. Bella is a little thin. She doesn't seem to be eating for me as well as I like her to. I am giving her Repashy grub pie. I'm giving her crested gecko diet that I mix a little bit of powdered grub pie in to make sure she's getting plenty of protein. And she will lap up stuff when I feed it to her, and she will eat grub pie off of the tongs, but she's not going after the insects. She's not going after any fruit in the enclosure. So I am keeping an eye on her. So that's just a preface to, she is a tad bit thin, but I am getting her to eat something, and she's active and she's drinking. So without further ado, let me see how I can get these cameras set up so that we can do this, and the scales will be clear, especially when we go to see the little one. Okay, so hopefully that is focusing in. There are the two post-cloacal scales right there. And you can also tell he's got hemipenal bulges, and he's about to bite me. There he is. Don't bite me, Gimli. Say hi to the camera. Gimli's doing awesome. Let's get your girlfriend. Whoa, don't jump, don't jump. Alright, and so here's Bella. As you can see, she's got no bulges, and that's color, that's not enlarged scales, and there are no enlarged post-cloacal scales on Bella. I have not handled this little one at all. And let's see. I do not see enlarged scales. I do believe we have us a little girl here. Alright, there she is. She's beautiful. She's gonna bite me. Let me check. Let's check one more time, see if we can get her to sit still. And get out of the light, Chuck. I do not see any enlarged scales. Alright, so I did not notice any enlarged scales on her. She's only a few months old. The thing is, I'm looking through my readers into the view screen. I got a little bit closer, and then I was starting to second guess myself. I do think that she's a female. As I'm editing this, if I zoom in on my laptop, I will put a comment that nope, there they are, she's a male. But as I'm talking to you right now, having just done that, I do believe it's a female. So, what have we done today? We've looked at a bioactive setup that I did using some spray foam and some BioDude components. We weighed my 2 baby alligator snapping turtles to get some baseline measurements as I start to track their growth growing forward. And I'll share with you guys what I'm feeding them, what their maintenance regime is, all that good stuff. And I think, I love my dog. I think we determined the gender of my baby false chameleon that I think is a little girl. So those 3 things, and I told you that was the final thing, but before we go, let me give you an update. 28 of the 30 eggs have hatched. So I have 28 awesome little baby Honduran spiny-tailed iguanas that I am going to care for the next couple of months, make sure they're well started. And then I will offer them up for sale. Probably about the 3-month mark will be, I'm going to attempt to probe them, and unless they're all gone by then I won't have anything to probe. But to tell gender, Kelly Paul, who I reached out to on Facebook, sent me a video showing me how he did it with a different species, but it was spiny tails and they were of age. So they got to get some more size on them. There's no way in the world I would probe them when they're this little. But that's it. That's the update. That's this will be either February 1st or February 2nd this weekend. I'm not a Super Bowl person. I'll probably watch it, maybe. I don't know. See what the halftime show looks like. See what the commercials are. That's what I get enjoyment out of with the Super Bowl. But like I said at the beginning, if you're new to the channel, you like what you see, please consider subscribing. Please hit that bell. Shoot me any questions you may have. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And until next time, take care.